News Talk ZB, Wellington 7:17. Beautiful day in the capital. Joined in studio now by two of the region's most promising young footballers. Both were members of the New Zealand under-16 side that won the recent Oceania Women's Championship in Samoa, which qualified them for next year's under-17 FIFA Women's World Cup in Uruguay. Both of them play their club football for Wellington United. They are Maggie Jenkins and Hahn, who are here with me. Thanks for topping in, girls. Let's take it all the way back. How did it all start? Where did your football career begin? Let's start with you, Maya. How did it all start for you on a football field?
I think it actually started, like, my brother played and I played a bit at school, and my dad actually told me, football was not a sport for Maya when I wanted to sign up. But I think he saw me play at school, and then I just signed up with like my local team in Eastbourne, and we got just a newsletter from the LA Football Academy, and I think I started that up like with their programs called Skill Builders, like basically as soon as I started football, and I've sort of been there ever since.
So what did your dad think was a good sport for Maya?
I don't think he thought I was competitive enough for sport, and he was sort of disappointed at first. But I think I sort of developed a bit of a interest for sport sort of later than some people.
And was he a football man? Was your family a football family?
No, not at all. So my dad, he's always been like sporty. So he's from Germany, and he played handball and did athletics. So yeah.
And Maggie, what about you? I was talking to you just before we came on the air here. You're not from a football family either.
No, not. I just started out in football when there was an advertisement in the local paper for a Upper Hutt football club, and Dad just decided to take me down, and all against Mum's will of me wanting to be a little princess ballerina. He took me down, and I just kept playing ever since.
So what was it about it? Like straight away, when you were 5, if you can remember, did you like it straight away?
I think so, yeah. I like just kicking a ball. It was just a little grade 6 with a lot of boys just kicking a ball on the Saturday morning, and it just became into trainings and boys teams and girls teams, and yeah.
At what age did you start kind of taking it seriously and realising that, hey, I'm not too bad at this?
Probably so maybe 9 when they started grading, like streaming the teams, and I made the 9th grade up boys team, and it was like the top team, and I was like, okay, like I can keep doing this. And in year 6, so I was probably like 11, I made the FTC team, and that's really when I decided that this is sport for me. Yeah. And
Maya, for you, was it the same? And being at Ole, obviously they start, as you say, with skill builders, so 6, 7 years old. When did it start kind of becoming a bit more serious for you?
So I always I found it like real fun, like basically from when I first started, and then I tried for like the Eastbourne 10th grade promo team, and so I made that team like boys team, and so that was like the first, I guess, like sort of trial and making a team that I did, and then it continued on. I think that FTC team, when we were 11, I think we were the only like 2001s in that team, so that was, I guess, the first like representative level, and then I sort of wanted to pursue football and like take it to like a high level.
That FTC team, was that a girls only team, or was that girls and boys?
That was just girls.
So just going back to when you were both playing with the boys and made the teams, the top teams with the boys, was there any challenges around that, Maya, or were you just accepted by them?
Well, I think I played a lot of football with the boys, like at school as well. They were sort of like my friends at school, and I like played with them for like just growing up, so it was quite natural for me. And
for you, Maggie, did you just fit it straight in, or like, because I know what boys are like at that age, it's like, don't pass it to the girl.
Yeah, it was exactly that. Like, I would really get on the ball in games. I was really not confident. I just kept playing because I liked it, even though I would hardly ever get the ball, and but that's okay. It's just how it is when you're like that young, and the boys don't really want to pass to you just because you're a girl, and yeah.
Once you started playing in an all-girls team, did you find that your development started to, improve dramatically, I guess is what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, once I joined this FTC team, it was a lot more fun. I realised, like, football was for fun as well. Like, it was lots of fun playing with all the girls, and that's when I really started to develop. But playing with boys is obviously, that's a way bigger challenge. So that's where most of my development probably came from.
When did you really start to take it seriously? I mean, like really start to think about football most of the time?
I think it was year 7. I made the NTC, and that's like it's quite a big thing when you're quite like that young, and that's when I really took football quite seriously. Yeah.
And for you, Maya, when was it that it kind of not overtook your life, but really became a massive part of it?
Yeah, I think when Ole started with a more like elite program for me, and then we were like training like 2-3 times a week, and I sort of like there was a big focus on like players that actually wanted to become professionals, and like everyone around you wanted to like be as good as they could be at football. So that's when I sort of realised.
Now, of course, you were both part of the New Zealand team that went to Samoa earlier this year and won the Oceania Under-16 Championship, and that feeds you into the Under-17 World Cup next year, Uruguay, back end of next year. But, Maggie, you've already been to an Under-17 World Cup in Jordan last year. What were you, about 12 years old or something?
Yeah, that was really awesome. Yeah, I was about 15 and quite youngest in the team, and I loved it. It was just a great experience. Like, I didn't get much game time, but the game time I got was it was incredible, just like getting on and playing 30 minutes or so.
What's Jordan like?
Just hot and muggy. It's a really different culture, like compared to New Zealand. It was quite a change, yeah. Just the way they do things and the housing and everything. It was just such a change, yeah.
Now, I'm looking at these scores, Maya, from Samoa. Tahiti, 17-1, you beat them. New Caledonia, 7-0. Samoa, 8-0. Then into the semi-finals, and it was a 9-0 win over the Cook Islands, and then New Caledonia, 6-0 in the final. So you were clearly the best team there, right? How hard was it to stay focused when you knew really going out each time that you were significantly better than the opposition?
I mean, I think like the coaching staff sort of made it clear that we're not meant to take the opposition lightly, and we need to treat it like, you know, like an international game, and we've got to take our opportunities and like be ruthless in front of goal. So I guess we sort of had to think beyond that.
Now you're a player of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something that means something to you?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty like special thing to be recognised for. But I mean I wasn't really expecting it, and there was so many like really good players that it could have gone to. So I'm just like happy to be recognised for my performance over there.
Now, rather than get you to talk about yourselves, what I'll do here is I'll get each of you to talk about the other person. So, Maggie, if you want to talk to me about Maya, what sort of footballer is she?
Oh, just composed, but also really interesting to watch. Like, she's just so composed on the ball, and then she'll whip out the classic Maya Ronaldo to Ronaldo's to beat a player. And it's just really interesting to watch her play, yeah.
And Maya, what about Maggie? What's she good at?
Scoring bangers. Yeah, Maggie manages to score so many goals in every game. She's real skillful, and yeah, she's just really hard to defend.
Now, of course, you're both part of the Wellington United team as well, which isn't an underage team, is it? That's not an under-17 team or anything. That plays in the top women's league in Wellington. So how do you find it playing against women, basically? I mean, you are young women, but playing against people who've been playing for 15, 20 years sometimes.
It's pretty like physical, and like some of the players that we come against maybe not the most skillful, so they definitely use like their bodies and like strength and size like over us. So I guess that's what we sort of have to adapt to.
Do you think they do that on purpose, Meg? Do you think they sort of look at you guys and think, oh, under-17 internationals, we'll show them, we'll get a bit, we'll get a bit niggly?
Yeah, I definitely think they do, yeah. There's quite a lot of quite physically challenging games, especially for us coming into this big women's league, and it's a huge step up physically wise, and the skill level's really quite good, so we really have to play our best every game.
So what lies ahead for you guys? I mean, what are you both? You're both 16?
Yep.
Both 16. So, you might only be halfway through, your football time. You might still be playing into your late 30s. Have you thought about what you'd like to achieve in the game, Maggie?
I think I would like to achieve, I would love to play for the Football Ferns one day. Just representing New Zealand that's a dream of mine. So yeah, for this year we're just going to be training hard for the next World Cup, and then things might start to progress to becoming a football fan, hopefully.
What about a pathway into playing professionally? And there's no professional team in New Zealand, sure, but there's there's the Westfield League in Australia, further afield, the United States, Europe. Is that something you've thought about?
Yeah, the football firms they sometimes send their players over in pro contracts, so that would be an idea of mine to go over maybe to Europe or America, just anywhere for a pro contract would be really awesome, yeah.
And Maya, you're ambitious as well?
So, yeah, I've committed to the University of Oregon, so I'm sort of using like the college system as, I guess, a tool to hopefully go professional. And yeah, so that's my ultimate dream, is to be a professional football player.
Wow, so you've already signed something with them to say...
I haven't officially signed it. That only happens in like the last year of school, but I've done a verbal commitment, and that usually happens quite early. So
It's pretty exciting, eh?
yeah,
It's very cool. Very cool. So what do you do when you're not playing football, or is there no time, Maya?
there's not much time.
Because you got schoolwork, I
Trying
guess.
to
You got
catch up
schoolwork
on
as well.
school.
Yeah. And so, do you have any? I mean, do you have any downtime? Do you have any time to do normal teenage girl stuff?
I mean, you do the odd thing, like hang out with friends and like just enjoying yourself. But yeah, there's really not much time outside of football.
Same for you, Maggie?
Yeah, just spare time's all filled up with homework and yeah.
Are your family supportive? Do they? Are they? Can either of you drive?
Nearly.
Really.
So you can't drive yourself to training, for example.
Yeah. Soon.
Yeah. So obviously you rely on parents, family, others to are they is your family supportive?
Yeah, so my dad, he's basically our taxi driver, and so he tries to like get when he takes out to training like in Pororua, he goes for like a mountain bike ride up there or goes windsurfing while we train. So he tries to get something out of it.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. What about you, Maggie? Do you get driven around everywhere?
Yeah, I do it. Well, I'm driving myself at the moment, but I'm on my learners, so I drive Dad to training now, which is it's really,
So he still has to go.
yeah, it's quite scary actually, but I'll get better.
Good stuff. Oh well, it's brilliant what you guys have achieved, and it's obviously locally with Wellington United, what you've done with your international teams and what lies ahead is very exciting. So appreciate you taking the time in your busy lives to come and have a chat to us, and hopefully we'll catch up again sometime.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Awesome. Maggie Jenkins and Maya Hahn, two of the most promising young footballers in our region. Remember the names.